Hi everyone and welcome back to Chelsea Fan TV. Welcome to a fan cam looking at Chelsea's big win, Enzo Maresca's first Premier League win, 6-2 away at Wolves. We're here to talk all about the good stuff. I'm here with Cam, Brendan and Benny. But before we get into the game, I'm going to shout out our fan channel sponsors. Foco, if you haven't heard already, are a great site where you can find all things Chelsea, shirts, pyjamas, sliders, decorations, pillowcases, anything you would like. And you can have a 15% discount if you use our code cfctvyt. We've put a QR code in there as well to make your life easier. But yeah, check out the good stuff. Guys, a 6-2 win away at Wolves. We've not won there for 5 years. What a way to go there and win. 3 points on the books. How are you all feeling?
Yeah, unbelievable. A lot more positive, wasn't it, than this time last week. Me and Brendan were sat here not having quite the same discussion after the City game. But look, we said it before, guys. This is a game you have to go in and sort of win. You know, Wolves are not a soft touch, but to get these points under your belt early on, especially after a loss last week, is absolutely crucial. And to do it with 6 goals is an absolute, credit to the club. 6 goals that are going to be for the club on the obviously on the board as well. For the goal difference is huge, and some really positive individual performances as well. Some of the new signings making a name for themselves today, and giving the travelling fans that have spent all that time something to sort of scream about. So, positives all round, really, wasn't it? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Last time we won there, we won 5-2. This time, we won 6-2. So, improvements all along. But no, seriously, it was really great. Very happy with the team overall. I would have been happy with 1-0 or 2-1. I would have said 2-1. I'm done. I'm happy. But 6-2, way out of our expectations, and I couldn't be happy with that. Really happy with Jackson, really happy with Palmer, and Madueke, man of the match for me. He was stunning.
Fantastic.
Absolutely stunning. And
fire.
It's just that positivity from the game that went last Thursday. And I was saying on that game, if we can keep that up and just build from that, the season will be looking a lot better. And from this victory today, I'm saying it's looking a lot better. So I'm a happy man.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was going to take the 1-0 at 16 minutes and go home. But anyway, 6-2. Great result. I feel like we needed it. It gets a lot of pressure off Enzo Maresca, same as the players. Felix scoring. It's just a relief to see these players. Neto getting an assist. Got Palmer still performing from last season, showing his quality. And then I also feel as well, it was a big surprise, but also in a good way, that we've gone in at half-time and something's changed. Something was said for it to change. I didn't see that last season. We fell apart every time last season in the second half.
Yep.
We looked flat a lot of the times. This time round, it was like, something was said. Pick it up.
Especially from being in the lead, twice as well.
Yeah,
and to lose that.
Yeah, and again, like Cam said, Wolves is not an easy game to go to. They give a lot of teams a run for their money, and it's away as well, which is even harder. 6-2, fantastic. Let's go again.
Yeah, let's have another one like that, right? And I think one thing we were talking about was how wide open that game was. It was end to end, especially in the first half. I know we were quite frustrated to lose our lead twice, but like Benny said, the course of the game really changed in the second half. Something was said, substitutes really impacted the game, and I think we're noticing that Enzo Maresca is making some really sensible substitutions which are changing the game ultimately. So it was great to see, a breath of fresh air to see us go for more as well. Yeah. Last season we'd be quite satisfied to score a goal or two and then maybe sit back and be a bit more fearful, but actually we went out there and we wanted more, and we got more. We scored more, and really it was a breath of fresh air to see how energetic our wingers were, how involved everyone was, attacking those spaces where we could see Wolves lose the ball, and it was overall very, very bright. But yeah, Cam, what have you made of Madueke's performance, because a hat-trick, of course, he really backs himself, and that's 4 goals in 2 games now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we were all there on Thursday night against Cfctvyt, and, you know, an absolute cracking goal, and you just feel like after watching him today that gave him a massive boost going into this game. Yeah. It was nice to see Palmer sort of feeding him as well, you know, playing that sort of feeder attribute in the squad, and some of the goals that he scored in these last 2 games have been absolutely fantastic. And to me, I'm not sure about you guys, he has to start there every game at the moment.
Agree.
He's been absolutely unbelievable. Not just him as well. I mean, you know, obviously with Felix coming on, absolutely fantastic finish as well. Jackson, I was sat here last week with Brendan. Unfortunately, I was slating Jackson, but I have to take that back, and I thought he was absolutely brilliant today. Sanchez, I thought Jorgensen was personally going to start, but I thought Sanchez was brilliant as well. So many positives today. I can't really say anything negative. I know there was 2 goals against us. There's stuff that needs to be worked on at the back. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think in the whole 6-2, we can't sit here and sort of pick about the negatives. We have to look at the overall picture. And I think second half, it was an absolutely unbelievable performance by Chelsea. And, you know, that can be taken on into the next games now.
Yeah, agreed. Brendan, what did you make? I think because defensively we looked a little bit shaky, didn't we? When we spoke about the errors and where we let Wolves exploit us, you know, like they're quick on the transition. But do you think that really changed in the second half? And what do you think actually changed for us to be a bit more dominant in possession moving forward and not let them kind of expose us at the back?
So I think, you know, we started the game very confident from the goal, and I think that helped us, right? But then as soon as they started attacking us, we essentially lost the confidence, and we looked like they were just going to keep attacking us. So coming to the second half, we just looked a lot more confident. We knew what we were doing, we were more comfortable. We knew that we had the talent and the ability to beat Wolves. So with that, with the confidence, with the ability, we just made the right decisions, making the right passes, using our attackers properly. Our defenders were more grounded. I probably counted like maybe 2 mistakes in the second half, compared to like the 8 that I saw in the first half. And it's just, we just picked ourselves up and we said, we know who we are. We know we have the talent. We have the ability. Let's get out there and show them why we're better than them. Because it was 6-2, but hey, I thought it could have been 8-2.
Yeah,
how we were going. Do you understand? Yeah. And because we were that strong, that's why we showed, that's why it was 6-2. And that's why we were so comfortable. And again, hopefully going to next week of the Conference League, we're going to show Cfctvyt why, you know, we're better than them and why we're going to be in the Conference League in general. So there you go.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Again, not so many errors in the second half. A lot in the first. And maybe something was said. Maybe it was like, hey, actually get a grip on this. Like, we should be winning. This is we've got the talent, we've got the belief. Like, let's go out there and actually win. We didn't play bad, but we say it a lot of the times. We make our own errors, and you even seen it pre-season and things like that. You see, we are at fault for a lot of things that we do for another team. Like they counter on our mistakes. Yeah. Whereas sometimes it doesn't feel like we've been outplayed. It just feels like we are our own worst enemy. But that second half just showed that, yes, we can be a team. We can go out there. And in fairness, no one expected us to demolish Wolves 6-2. I didn't. I was happy to take 1-0. 2-1. I was just happy let's just go away and win. I don't know how anyone could turn up that performance now and go, we did this wrong, we did that wrong. Set pieces we need to work on when we're defending. But that's the main thing I saw. And it's still that little bit in the middle of the park that we lose the ball a little bit too easy. I see that a lot. And sometimes it looks like we're overplaying for no reason. Like we don't need to overplay. And then that becomes mistakes that we then let the other teams, capitalise on. But yeah, I think I've got nothing else to say. We just go out and enjoy it.
I love it. Yeah, it's great though. I think we've been so starved, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's just so nice to enjoy a 6-2 win, and I'm sure Chelsea fans, you guys all agree with us because it's great to enjoy these wins and then not be against you. But you know, Benny, it's interesting you talk about us being our own enemy sometimes. Like you see certain mistakes that we make, and we invite that pressure, don't we? And it's like it's probably just a case of we need to give this team time to gel and mature because a lot of our players are so young and inexperienced. And I know that that's something that we keep kind of repeating. Oh, they're young, you know, give them time. But it is true because can you imagine for such a young group of players to have worked under Pochettino for a year, most of them that did come last year, and then to suddenly go through the transition of now adapting to a new coach's ideology and philosophy and almost trying to, again, work your socks off to try and get into his team. So I think with a lot of our players, there's this kind of desire to prove themselves, which I think is going to be a good thing because they'll work hard, you know, they'll put the effort in on the pitch. And we spoke about Jackson. You don't question his efforts. You don't question it. Sometimes the quality isn't perhaps there, but you know that he will work his socks off. So, yeah, I'm really glad that Maresca's rewarding these players with game time. You work hard, you play.
Yeah.
What did he say in his presser? If you don't work hard, forget about it. You're not playing.
Yeah.
And it's great to see.
I think that's another thing that we're not seeing at the moment because it's quite new. But I see little glimpse of Enzo Maresca, and you can see what kind of manager he is. He's putting his authority on the team, and like Nina said, if you don't work hard, then you're not going to play. It's as simple as that. And it is brutal, but at the same time, brutal honesty wins you games, wins you leagues. Like, you know, when we had Jose and Ancelotti and things like that, remember all the things that he used to do and say. And when Mourinho, you know, when we lost under Mourinho, he was like, he said, no, we weren't good enough. We're crap. These guys need to pull their head in. Like, they want to be Chelsea, then pull your head in. So I think there's a lot of that we don't know a lot of Enzo yet, but I can see glimpses at the moment where I'm starting to like him, and his passion on the sidelines as well. It kind of just shows the coach that he is, and again, I'll go back on it. I think he must have said something for them to go right. Yeah, second half we need to do something.
I think a huge thing as well is, you know, as we were talking about players fitting in, this is not only, you have to sort of take a step back and remember sometimes that this is not just a player coming into an established squad, and that's hard enough to fit in. This is a load of players coming into a completely new squad. Not only that, with a new manager.
Yeah.
This is huge.
Yeah.
This is huge. It's an almost complete wipeout and a complete change in. To go out there today and win 6-2 with someone, with a group of players and a manager that's not been together too long is a credit. So, I mean, it's a sign of things to come. I said it last week. Hopefully they can take the positives and go on to the next. Seeing this 6-2, I think, you know, this season, I think things can be turned around and things can be good this season. If not, I think the next 5-6 years with all these big contracts, this team can be a force to be reckoned with. And I think there's some real positives that can... You look at some of the names.
Yeah.
This team can be unbelievable. This team will challenge titles, and this team will challenge in Europe.
Yeah.
Maybe not this year. Maybe not this year, but I'm telling you now, you do not look at that team on paper. Going out today, winning 6-2.
Yeah.
This team will challenge for titles.
Yeah, I agree. And it was such a relief, and it kind of puts a lot of words back in people's mouths about this Felix signing and why'd we buy Neto and things like that. And then you look and go, well, Neto set up.
They combined for the goal today.
Felix scored. Oh, but they bang on about what we've spent. But when you see it and you look and go, oh, that's why we've done it. It makes them eat their words, and that's what I love. Because, it's all well and good because it went our way today. But when you look at how it went, because last season, if we were 2-2 to Wolves and whoever, I wouldn't expect anything much less of a loss. I would have sat there and went, we would have lost last year. But then for them to change it up in the second half and do what they did, it's a big relief, but then it's also big positive because it wouldn't have happened last season. Let's be honest, it wouldn't have.
True.
I can't see us. I wouldn't have seen us winning 6-2 or
No.
whatever after 2-2, especially with the defensive errors and thing. But we turned it around, and that's a positive. I think, yeah.
Absolutely.
Agreed. I think attitude is a big thing, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
I think it also does mean something extra when I think because it's at the beginning of the season, you know, everything's so new, it's fresh, everyone's kind of keen to get back out there on the field, and I think it was very hard last season to stay motivated after this sort of series of defeats we were going through and the negativity and the fans talking, you know, and people being unhappy, the board looking at the manager and everyone looking at the manager. So I think it's so good that we've got this win kind of so early on because it's such a great kind of stepping stone. It's a push for hopefully more to come. And, you know, you look at our fixtures, you know, we've got Crystal Palace at home. I think we're looking to kind of make Stamford Bridge a fortress again. I think that's one thing that we really need to work hard to do as fans because, you know, me and Alex spoke about this at the weekend. A lot of our players last season were kind of dreading to play at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a negative thing, and it
it
kind
is.
of hurts as a fan to know
turn
that.
round.
Exactly, it's so hurtful as a fan to know that your player would rather play away as opposed to play at home, where most players and footballers usually feel most at home, most at peace. And I think we have a responsibility as fans, you know, to change that. So I really hope that with wins, you know, if we can kind of make this a little bit of a streak, we can kind of get back into this positivity. And like Cam, you talk about it, you know, you have faith in this team, and it's good for all of us too. It's a clean slate. And you know, we talked about the whole kind of negativity that kind of outburst after Manchester City. First game of the season, guys, 2-0 defeat against 4 times league winners Manchester City, and I think that was a bit too much. So I think us as fans, we really need to take a step back and actually just appreciate
I think we forget as well, the players do see this stuff.
Yeah,
like, as much as we
true.
hate to not admit
exactly.
it.
Like, they're
Players
humans as well.
Players don't go home and they don't watch the news. They don't watch YouTube.
Exactly.
Of course, they see.
They're
this
humans,
stuff.
and
I mean, I know it probably gets the best of us sometimes, but as you said, as a fan base, they sort of need to unite and, you know, back the players, and that really helps them because, you know, the players do go home and watch this stuff. So
that's what I was saying on Thursday as well. Just a good point where I was like, you know, rather than being negative, we have to just start to support the players.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that we're not in the position that we want to be in, and we want to be way ahead of where we are right now. But we can't get there if we don't support the players.
Yeah,
we can't get there.
I agree. I agree with that. And I looked at it at a different kind of view when I watched last Thursday's game, and even when I went and watched Chelsea when we played City, and everyone's booing and all that kind of stuff. I actually went, well, we beat them, so yeah, like we beat them. Who cares? Like, yeah, all right, the performance, you know, wasn't, but
We won.
then you look at the lineup that he put out today, and it's a whole different lineup. But he's trying to, and another thing I've noticed with Enzo Maresca at the moment as well is he's trying to keep the same team when it comes to the Premier League. He's trying to just stick with the same team. Like, he didn't change much. The only thing he changed today was Nkunku and Lavia.
You feel almost he needs to have that sort of core that he can build around,
and that's where it all starts.
If you're doing 11 in 11 out each week, it's not going to help anyone.
Exactly.
You need to have that core that you can sort of switch players in and out each week, and you know, you give that dressing room a sense of, look, you're going to be my starting men, and I'm going to build players around you.
Yeah.
And if
Unlike
you do
Potter.
well, you're coming in for here. Yeah, just not erratic every week. You know, oh, this week, you lot are on the bench, and you know, you lot are in. There has to be a core in that team. Even if it's a whole set of new players, you have to have a core to build around.
I think any team, any good team, like you know when Arsenal play, you know what their starting 11 is going to be. They might change one player, they might change 2, at the very least. Sometimes there may be niggles here and there that you might get a third change. But majority of the time, like even a City, you know what their starting 11 is. You will go, yep, he's playing, and that's it. That's another thing that, by the looks of it, Enzo's trying to do that. I know it's only been 2 games in, but you can see it already that he's trying just to start that off and work from that, which is a good sign to go, well, that's using your brain and moving forward as a club. Because, again, we talk about it, like you got to have a core. You got to
Exactly.
got to start something and then build on that.
Continuity.
Yeah, like and it's hard when these players, especially all our new signings and stuff, trying to go into one team and change here, change there, change here. Well, it's not going to be easy. No one can get it right if all these changes are happening. So I think a lot of people seem to forget that as well. Like especially our fan base at the moment, a lot of people forget that.
I said it a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I said, obviously, after your players like your Aspies and your Silvers have gone, it doesn't really feel like there's been much of a backbone.
No.
Has there? So I mean
Proper Chelsea.
proper gritty bit of Samsung on the shirt, Terry.
Oh, Samsung on the shirt.
But that's what needs to happen. If you can get that core of players, that's when you can start picking out it didn't feel to me like, I've said it a few weeks ago when Kev was on it, it doesn't feel to me like Reece James has been very vocal at all. No. We need to have someone that sort of stands out in that core that, actually, I'm going to give him the armband. Because Enzo, for me, he doesn't seem, I'm not sure about you guys, but he doesn't seem captain to me.
No.
He's done a good job at the moment. Exactly. That's the thing, Nino.
There
is not much
Who
choice at
gets
the
it?
moment, but something needs to filter out in the next few games. And
Just touching on the captaincy with Enzo and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, Nina's right. Who do you
give it to?
Who do you give it to? The thing is, you don't want to get like I would say Palmer. If I would only say Palmer because of the way his attitude is on the pitch, right? But at the same time, I wouldn't.
He's not vocal.
But he doesn't
enough,
have really like the leadership
No.
skills and the
No,
kind of bring
and-
the team together. Guys, I'm going to give you the pep talk kind of
yeah,
thing.
see, and the only reason why I'd maybe say Palmer is just only because of the way he plays on the field. But then if you give it to Palmer and he's got that captaincy about him, he might lose that greatness on the field because then there's that extra pressure
responsibility.
and people are looking at him. Oh, he's the captain. He's got to be doing this, and so yeah, I don't know who you give
tough
it to.
one, isn't it?
Who do you give it to?
I think it started against. Was it Caicedo?
Caicedo had it on
He had it.
Conference League game on Thursday. But even still, you look at him and I look at Caicedo as someone who's still quite insecure in himself as a player.
That's what I was thinking.
And do you give
How
the
do you
captain
trust him?
armband to a player that's
Lead a
not
group of
that
players.
secure with himself, let alone kind of try and exert kind of authority and security to all the other players around him? Because with the captain armband comes great responsibility.
Exactly.
Maybe because Cucurella, only because he's vocal, but he's very angry vocal.
Oh, he's going to love the fact that he can go up to the ref anytime to have words.
So-
he's going to be up there all the time.
So, yeah, but it's a very hard one to pick.
It's a tough one. I think we'll see someone sort of come to light
Emerge.
as the games go on.
game goes
I think someone
it'll
emerge.
start
That's
to-
Do you reckon
the word I was
do
looking
you reckon it is? Well, I mean, Enzo at the moment is our captain, but do you reckon that is? Do you reckon he's sold on that in Maresca? Do you reckon he's sat there and gone, yeah, I want him as captain, or do you reckon he's just give it to?
She said you have the same name as me, so you can have
Yeah,
it.
maybe. Yeah, might be that, or maybe take the spotlight after all that nonsense that happened. But who knows? I don't know. Like, do you reckon he's actually sold on it? I don't think so, but.
Could have something to do maybe with in terms of him winning the World Cup and maybe having a kind of winning mentality. But even then, it's hard because he's just not really that secure in the Premier League.
Based off past experience, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's a tough one. And I think that's what it is. There's so much unknown at Chelsea where you look at and you're not set really on kind of who's your captain, who's got that responsibility, who's got this responsibility, because it's all kind of work in progress, isn't it? It's all a bit of a trial and error.
How crazy is it as well after the 1.2 billion and after all the signings that we're in this position where actually we're trying to go, fucking hell, who can be the captain? It's a mad situation to be in. There's so much talent, but actually who can be the nitty gritty?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the hard thing, isn't it? You don't know who can do that at the moment.
Time will come though.
Time will tell.
Time will come.
If I'm sure something will mould, and the pick will happen properly, and everything will get settled down. But yeah, I think if I was a manager, I wouldn't know who to pick either. I mean, who do you go like and the issue with Reece James, it's the same as a little bit with Chilwell. Like, they're always injured.
I know.
And it's a sad thing, but they're just constantly injured. And unfortunately, you can't have quality players that are injured all the time. it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Right, let's circle back to our great win, guys, today. The 6-2
Yes.
win,
Yeah,
know,
let's go
the
back
one
there.
that we won by 6-2 and was really, really great. In terms of moving forward and kind of how we build on this, Benny, you talked about not changing the lineup too much, but, you kind of look at Joao Felix, you look at Pedro Neto. Against Crystal Palace, would you start these players? Would you earn them a start, or would you not change much and kind of keep them as bench options? Cam, what would you do if you were Enzo Maresca?
It's a tough one because I'm sure there'll be a lot of Chelsea fans at home going, "Oh, save them for the big games." Unfortunately, to get points on the leaderboard, you have to sort of play these games. Play these players in these games, early on. For me, looking at today, you've got to pick the best players. That's Palmer, that's Madueke. I think I'd start Felix as well. I'd give Jorgensen a start as well. Sanchez, for me, probably wouldn't start the next game based on today. Thought he was good, but...
he won't be in the spotlight, though, really, today, would he? Because he won 6-2.
I know, exactly. But yeah, I mean, you've got to carry the momentum. Whoever plays well on the day, you can't rest them the next week.
Yeah.
Especially if you're Chelsea as well. What have you got to lose this year? You have to... you have to sort of just go out there and play your best team. So that's got to be based on the week before for me. As long as they're not injured, get them out there.
So,
Brendan, Joao Felix. This man loves a dramatic debut for Chelsea, doesn't he? I mean, he came on, got sent off against Fulham a couple of years ago, came on today, got his moment as well. We were talking about how I was a bit apprehensive about him coming to Chelsea. Where is he fitting in this team? What do you think the plan for Joao Felix is moving forward?
I really think, initially when I saw that we were going to sign him again, I had the same thought, where's he going to fit? Is he going to fit in well with the squad and so on and so forth? And then that all got shut down today. He just looks so comfortable. I just feel that him and Pedro Neto will have a very good connection together going forward. Whether it's now or a couple of months, that will happen. I see him becoming a big force to be reckoned with the club, with the team. I see him pretty much becoming a regular starter as of September. Definitely as of September. If not September, then October. And I feel he has a very bright future. It just feels right now, as opposed to a few years ago where he was just coming in. And I think we relied on him too much at a time we were super dysfunctional. But now we have a bit more we have a better core, and he fits this core better. So I see him becoming a really great player, whether he's playing the left, whether he's playing in the middle, and so on and so forth. Of course, it's hard as well because you've got players like Nkuku as well, and then Palmer's there as well, and so on. So it's almost like where does he play? Is he going to go up front? Is he this and that? We will see coming in the next coming weeks. But I'm pretty confident with him in terms of him being in the squad. I know he'll be in the squad, and I'm confident going into the future. He's going to be that guy.
And before we wrap up, we now have one of Wolves' most prized possessions in Pedro Neto. It was good to see him come on, and he obviously earned his full debut against Servette. But Benny, do you think that we'll see much of him, and perhaps as a first teamer?
Yeah, I think eventually he's going to start. I think we're just moulding him in at the moment. Obviously, Enzo's probably taking it a little bit lightly. Probably doesn't want to play him too much yet. Doesn't want to get him injured. I think we're just feeding him in at the moment. We go on Madueke. I think that's another reason why we probably signed Neto. I think they've looked at someone and gone, yeah, you're a Premier League player. You perform well at Wolves. We know what you can do. Madueke's one of those things with a question mark again. And if we want to move forward as a team and get back to where we need to get back to, we need players that can do it. And I think, Neto will definitely be one of those players that I think eventually you'll see him all the time. Yep.
Nice. Well, Chelsea fans, we hope that you are enjoying and soaking up this win as much as you can. They haven't come as a given at Chelsea recently, so we can enjoy these and just, appreciate it for what it is. A good performance, a good attitude, 3 points on the board. And, we've now got a positive goal difference of 2, I believe. 4, 2? I don't know. That's my terrible maths.
And if anyone's out in Reading tonight, me and Benny will be there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
out for these two. But yes, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Check out our channel sponsors, FOCO, as well. And as always, leave your comments down below. Thank you so much for watching.